road rage is scary. Now, everybody migrates to different cities, different states. So just because I'm naming a few states that I'm like, baby, look, I know the time to go out and the time to come in, doesn't mean that people won't go bouncing from different states and bringing a bad driving with them. Ugly ass. Now, I'll tell you, Texas, you will get shot. They don't care who's in your car. They don't care if someone's in your car, not in your car. They will either run you off the road or they will shoot through your vehicle. So if you're coming here, visiting here, or moving here, keep that in mind. They're going to drive off too. They're not going to render no aid. Now, when I went to Atlanta for my birthday, boy, Atlanta, Atlanta, oh, baby, them folks, Atlanta is a different place, honey. They drive bad in Atlanta. And then don't let me get started on Memphis. And don't let me get started on LA. And New York City. Now, those are just a few. Now, you may reside somewhere where it's gangster. But I make sure I have a lot of insurance in those places that I name. But there is a situation, and I'm going to roll the beam footage so the news can let you know what's up. But there was a man that encountered a road rage incident in Atlanta. Now, as an Alabama man, he was actually coming from doing some things with his 3 children in a vehicle when a vehicle cut him off to make an exit, hit his car, and when he followed the car to get the plates information, the lady pulled over, pulled out a gun, and it went down there. It went downhill from there. So let's roll the beam footage. Just capture this for a second. We're going to come back and go down a rabbit hole. Let's go.
I don't play. I don't play with a motherfucking man. A man is not going to play with me. You going to play with me, bitch. You gonna pay 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 me, bitch, now. Now, because one thing about it, I don't play with no mother. Don't catch me.
Tell police be here.
Ow!
Woo! Now, that wasn't my phone footage, so I know y'all was like, damn, we can't see their heads. That was a person that was actually his child that was recording that. So it's probably a better picture or video somewhere else, but in the meantime, we're going to roll with it. Now, basically, Parker said that this woman who they're looking for got belligerent, okay? Parker wanted to resolve the situation properly. But as you see, as she walked up on him, she was holding what appeared to be a high-powered weapon, okay? A handgun. She, with her accent, was like, I ain't never gonna let on mine ain't never gonna. Parker knew that he had 3 children who could have been hurt. He could have been hurt. They don't know. But what he did was he de-escalated the situation by, as you saw, making her, because she pointed the gun at him. Now, she could have pulled the trigger then, but he was able to get the gun out his face, pushed it to the ground. Now, the gun did go off. Where that bullet went, we don't know. We don't know. But no one got shot. However, when he did that, he was able to disarm her, and then he was able to pull all the bullets and disengage that gun. Now, Parker, that was very sexy behavior. Like, dude, were you in a gun training class? Are you some type of police officer? Or were you in the military? Because the way you disarmed that gun, honey, I want to learn how to break a gun down like that to de-escalate a situation. Now, in the midst of it, he said that when he tossed her down in a body tossing situation, the ground knocked her unconscious. He then, again, had his son take the gun away, but his 14-year-old son was recording all of this at the same time. And then he was attempting to get the police on the line so they can come out. You don't see it in that clip, but they say that she was able to get up before the police came and she vanished. Hello? Now, that's scary as hell. The problem that I have with people is people will do something to your property and get mad that you're responding to the damages that you did to their property as if they weren't the problem. And I think it's just a different level of entitlement that's going on. Like, how can you hit somebody else's car and get mad that they're trying to get the financial documents from you so your financial company can take care of their damages? Now, anytime somebody gets outrageous and try to flee the scene like that, to me, it screams that allegedly they have no insurance. Or very much so, they don't have a driver's license. They don't have something. Because the way that they flee off, you be mad as hell. Now, Parker, I can't tell you what to do. But as you see the energy she had nothing to lose. Because she was ready to pop you and to probably pop your kids. Now, Parker was just trying to go do some family-oriented shiznai with his family. So the fact that this is what he encountered is crazy. But as I told y'all, there's some places where the traffic is so bad that people are just doing whatever to get off the interstate, doing whatever to get off the side of the freeway, and doing whatever they want on these public roads. So again, I'm not sure why her first resolution was to pull out a loaded gun and put it in his face and threaten him and get in his face. But I'm happy that everything, you know, it's scary that she hit her head on the pavement. Let me leave with that, because I'm not trying to make it seem like it's okay for her to have ground to head contact, because her brain could be bleeding. But the way that she was so aggressive, it makes me concerned. How far will she go? How far will she go? Now, again, they say you don't pull it if you ain't trying to use it, ma'am. And you just didn't know what you was going up against. Parker definitely has some experience. Now, the fact that you were unconscious and then you woke up when you heard sirens, girl, you've run from the law before. So hopefully, Parker, the damages to your car aren't that extensive, and maybe with the videos that you have captured, somebody may be able to find a face with a name, and then a name with the registrations, and a registrations with some insurance, so they can get this resolved. But y'all out here playing crazy games, and y'all winning crazy prizes. Road rage is serious out here. But you gotta be accountable for what you do behind the wheel. You can't get more upset with the person who car you damaged when you're the problem. Man, but these younger people, or these people that just feel like the world revolves around them, they act like they don't have to say sorry. Now, if the shoe was on the other foot, she would be pissed off if somebody hit her vehicle and drove off. So I don't understand, under the doctrine of perception, why she wouldn't understand why somebody will be disappointed or upset with her. Now, the 2-year-old that was with Parker, the 8-year-old and his 14-year-old, again, they are okay. I mean, I'm probably sure they're traumatized by all of the yelling and the bullets. But baby, listen, I-20 sound like a reckless highway. We have an I-20 here, and I'm sure it's the same I-20 there, because I was told you can get to Atlanta and Georgia from I-20. It's always craziness going on that road, because there's so many different states that merge into that same highway. But baby, you gotta care. You can't be walking around like you can do stuff to people with no repercussions. So after everything simmered down, Parker said he's definitely happy that it didn't go worse than it was, because he was just trying to, you know, de-escalate it, but it escalated anyway. And now that he thinks back on it, he said, any of one of us could have got shot. You goddamn Skippy, Parker. You could have. But at least you called the police when the incident happened, so they kind of have like a timeline. But there's so many cameras around most Metroplex, so maybe they'll be able to zoom in and see some plates or something. I'm not sure. But either way, now that you're alive and your 3 children are alive, just sit back and let, you know, the police do what they're supposed to do or gonna do, and just be glad that you and your family are here to see another day. To the lady that definitely got body slammed and hit her head on the ground, ma'am, is your brain okay? And I mean that from a sincere place, because the way he knocked you out, you was talking, and next thing you was sleep, sleep, sleep. And I know that ground hurt. You're going to have to pull some of your dreads back and see if it's some, you know, wounds or something. You need to go see if you got a concussion. Because the choices you making, the choices you make, you're not making good choices, ma'am. And Parker tried so very hard to keep your anger down, but you didn't want to see him happy. So you pulled that trigger and he knocked you out, ma'am. So I don't know. You need to listen to some Escape and get your energy right. But either way, y'all, it's not funny, but it's just crazy how people think. And I need y'all to really understand that you're the problem, okay? Anywho, I am just the messenger, though. It's your girl, Shaunie B. If you're cool with your girl, go on food with your girl. Make sure you check out my website. Yes, www.shauniebeentertainment.com. Check out the fan gear. You have option to drop donations, but never any pressure to do either of the two, because I see the likes, the shares, the comments means the world to me. So I always want to tell you thank you from my lips to your ears for rocking with me, man, because y'all could be anywhere in the world. Let's hop in these comments. You know, it's so much tension out here in the world. And it's not only racial tension, it's gender tension. It's economy tension. It's just entitlement tension. So y'all have to know, every day you leave the house, you could be a victim or you could be the villain. But you got to make sure that you have emotional intelligence in whatever position you play. Because some people out here are on their last straw and it's done broke the camel's back. So you just can't get out here popping off at the mouth and think you can just talk anyway or behave anyway with certain people, because some people are ready to die. Some people are ready to kill. So you have to make sure that you look at the scene, or this is going to be a gangster lean situation. You're going to be, this song's dedicated. It's going to be sad singing and flower bringing. So everything doesn't require a gun, and sometimes you just got to step up and say, my bad, I messed up. But baby, now you got charges, gun charges. You got a hit and run charge, ma'am. If they find you, girl, you're going to have some explaining to do. But you know what? I already told y'all some of the cities I lived in, they got some of the worst drivers. So when you visit, make sure you got top tier insurance and make sure you got a weapon, because they already got theirs, okay? But y'all be safe out there. But until next time, next story, and I'm out this piss.